Now we find ourselves on the runway with startup and taxi checks completed. It's time to take off in the Blackbird Simulations SR-71A for MSFS 2024. This all happens rather quickly, so feel free to repeat sections as needed. All SR-71A departures from Okinawa, Mildenhall and Bill were standard instrument departures, SIDs. They were hand-flown and always in radio silence. First, we open the flywheel menu, select RSO checklist and select takeoff. Brian and Walt will go through their checklist before takeoff.
SAS.
At the SAS item, turn on all 6 SAS switches and press one of the buttons around the SAS switches. The 3 displays in the TDI will cycle. Once stopped, the surface's augmentation system will be in flight mode and ready for takeoff.
Engaged.
Warning and caution lights.
All our lights are good.
Good back here. Circuit breakers.
The circuit breakers are in.
All mounting in. Fuel tank 4.
Tank 4 is selected on for 2 reasons. One is to stop the fuel pressure warning light coming on, which could be triggered by Tank 1's float switches during the climb, and also to provide some extra fuel during Max-Afterburner use.
Tank 4 on.
Compass check.
The compass check is to ensure the heading coincides with the runway heading.
Let's go.
With the takeoff checks completed, the RSO Walt begins a
10
countdown.
seconds to go.
He's reading off the clock on the ANS toward takeoff time.
10.
When Walt says 10, meaning 10 seconds left, advance the throttles into full military power and release the brakes when the IGV lights illuminate, showing their shift to actual position.
5.
After 5 seconds, Brian will say burners now. Advance the throttles to mid-afterburner. Wait 2 to 3 seconds for the afterburners to ignite, then advance the throttles to max afterburner. The SR-71A accelerates down the runway quickly. Keep the nose pointing down the runway and keep a quick scan of the airspeed.
Speed's good.
In knots indicated airspeed. At 180 knots, raise the nose, take about 5 seconds to rotate to 10 degrees nose up, and make sure it's slow and smooth. The wheels will leave the runway at 210 knots indicated airspeed, 240 miles per hour. As the IVSI shows an increase, immediately select gear up and hold the attitude. The gear needs to be up with door closed before 300 knots. Otherwise, the nose gear wouldn't be able to retract as it moves forward. Make a quick check of the engine instruments to ensure they are all within limits. When the airspeed reaches 400 KEAS on the TDI, rotate the nose upward to maintain this speed and turn towards your track while still in max afterburner with your pitch holding that 400 KEAS. Trim the pitch for this speed. Now in the climb and accelerating, we are looking to level off at 25,000 feet while heading to our rendezvous point with the KC-135Q tanker. Once we reach Mach 0.90, we continue at this max speed until level off. Pull the surface limiter handle. This limits the control surface's motion whilst at high speed flight. As we reach 23,500 feet, the throttles are reduced to minimum afterburner, then a brief pause, then full military power is selected. Reduce the attitude while reducing thrust to maintain Mach 0.9, levelling off at 25,000 feet and Mach 0.9. You can now select the autopilot to make life a little easier. Turn on the pitch and roll autopilot channels, turn on auto nav, rotate the at-ref dial from ANS to TACAN, auto nav will disengage. Now select heading hold. Once the aircraft intercepts your track, it will automatically follow your route as if in auto nav and ANS modes. This is a quirk of the autopilot at the moment and should be fixed soon. It's a little trick. This subsonic portion of the flight was used to ensure the aircraft was navigating as expected, whilst flying toward the refuelling tracks. The tankers were placed around 150 to 200 nautical miles away from the departure base. We can now finish a few other checklist items. Ensure the EGT switches are still in auto. We release tank 4 boost pumps as they are no longer needed and we don't want that tank to empty. This is for centre of gravity considerations. We can also set 29.92 on the altimeter by either using the dial or pressing keyboard B. In the next episode, we will be looking at air-to-air refuelling in the Blackbird Simulations SR-71A for MSFS 2024.